Okay, so we just finished up Sandstone, but we're here right now.
Superstition.
Thank you. Superstition. So, but right now we're here to talk about the Nobo, No Boundaries
19.8.
19.8 camper that he's got here. We go out in the bean, and we're very minimalist, and this is taking a look at the other side of it. This is considered an off-road model, some light off-road. Not what would you say?
Dirt roads. You know, we're here at the dip, kind of on the north side of Superstition, north side of Wheeler, and I probably wouldn't do more than this. You know, a dirt road would be about it. I wouldn't want to try to take this on rocks. If you look underneath, there's a couple low hanging points that probably are a bit lower than what is advertised with the trailer. But all in all, it's what we're looking for.
So anyway, we're here and we're gonna kind of go around the trailer, and he's gonna give us what he likes, what he doesn't like, and things like that. We won't be able to show you the slide out today because we're having a little bit of a malfunction on the slide out.
Yep.
That's the kind of thing that happens when you buy something new like this. You have to work out the bugs, work out the kinks. This is a shakedown run, so he's kind of trying to figure all that out anyway. And he realizes now he's going to need a new generator so that he can run the air conditioner. And because the generator isn't quite big enough to run that air conditioner, it's got a pretty big air conditioner, which is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the Nobo 19.8. It's made by Forest River. It's about 23 feet long. Dry weight's about 38 to 4,400 pounds, depending on which sticker you look at. And so I tow it with a 1500 series Ram, and it's handled great so far. We drove it from Texas back to San Diego, and everything's been great on the road. I upgraded from a J Flight, from the Jayco J Flight, and it was a 18-footer. It was the Baja edition, so again, an off-road style RV. So I'm not ready to take the RV overlanding, but being able to go places and make it kind of a home base and then go out from there is kind of the style that I look at. And so this one's been winterized. The bottom is sealed. It has heated holding tanks for both freshwater, black water, gray water, and then it does have, you know, a heater, an air conditioning, a microwave, a stove, all of those amenities. There's a shower. Each of the tanks are 30 gallons, so they're not terribly big, but they're not terribly small either. And so far it's been great. We were running it off a 2,000 watt generator. Gonna have to step up to at least a 3,000 because the air conditioner on this one's a 15,000 BTU as opposed to the 13,000 BTU that came with it. This one's an upgraded air conditioning unit on it. It is a full walk-on the roof too. So they have like you can put bicycle racks. Right now there's a kayak rack up there. So you can put other things that you might want while you're out camping or hanging out or things like that, different activities. So gives you that. We have the power awning. There's LED lighting outside. It has the black water flush, and just the comfort things that make it a little bit easier to maintain the trailer as opposed to my previous one where everything was manual. I had to put a hose in the toilet to clean out the black water. Not the most fun thing to do. So this one is a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. So this is not something that you would take out overlanding. Like he said, this is something that you would take out into a decently remote location, down a dirt road or something like that, leave it there, and then kind of wheel from there and do your off-roading in that area. This would be great to take to Moab, for example.
Moab, Big Bear,
you know,
out here at Superstition,
exactly.
Anza, Borrega.
Yeah.
Kind of any of these places where you get off the paved road and you want to do dry camping. If you want, you can hook it up and go to an RV campground. Mm-hmm. It does have obviously full hookups. So it's got plenty of options, so you can go either way. It's not a minimalist kind of camper, and it's certainly not an overlanding camper.
Yeah. So you got two sides of the coin. You got our side of the coin, which is a trailer that we can tow on light to moderate trails. Definitely not on the more hardcore trails because as I've found, it's not going to flex like we need it to. And not to mention on the more hardcore trails, it's just a little hard to maneuver something like that. I could probably make it work on certain things, but I think that, you know, the light to moderate, the easy to moderate trails, you know, And on the higher side of the moderate trails, we could definitely do with ours, but we're definitely not going to exceed that. So this though gives you a good base. I mean, you've got an indoor area that can be nice and cool and on these hot summer days, and you've got a nice food prep area inside, and you've got a food prep area on the outside, so that you can do it either way that you want to do it. And this has all the amenities. Ours is more of a minimalist, kind of mainly for boondocking and things like that, where that 2000 is a little bit small for his. It's perfect for ours if we wanted to go that route, or we could run for about 3 days on just our batteries, But these are two different sides of the coin, and we're just going to give you a kind of a walkthrough of what it looks like. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take you to the top side, and I'm going to show you the kayak racks and all that stuff up there real quick.
And there's a 100-watt solar panel up there too.
So yes, absolutely.
100-watt.
And so that 100-watt solar panel will run the majority of things in here outside of the air conditioner.
It runs the refrigerator. It's a Dometic refrigerator. It has both a freezer and a refrigerator. And then all the lighting is LED, so it runs all the lights also. It doesn't run the 110, but it will run the USB outlets that are in there. So there's a couple of things it runs, a couple of things it doesn't run.
Yeah, and that's like ours. Our 110 outlets don't work until we plug it into the generator.
So Mike, why don't you tell us some stuff about your trailer?
So some of the things I got on this trailer compared to my previous trailer, start with is the power tongue jack. My old one was the old school hand crank, not too big of a deal, but this one has a little light function. So there's a light down here. It's hard to see obviously during the day. And then the up down function, so it'll raise and lower without me having to do any work. It's just more of a convenience thing. It does have a manual crank at the top in case the power doesn't work or something else goes wrong. Another nice thing, just because our refrigerator is 12 volt, we don't have to worry about having extra propane. My last fridge was propane and 12 volt, and or actually 110, and so I ran it on propane a lot when I was dry camping, and had the larger propane tanks and used it. This one you don't have to worry about that. It has a nice cutoff for the battery, so you can keep the battery from discharging while you're storing it. And then there's a 100 amp breaker down here against the frame. Just normal kinds of stuff for a trailer. The front of it, new for 2021, they put on this new shell, and then the glass. Typically you'll see them with like a metal covering over it, but that's automotive grade glass. So same thing you would find in your vehicle. And so plenty safe to be driving around and towing behind something. I thought it was kind of unique. I hadn't seen that before. I had to ask about that. So just a nice function. Instead of having the latches, they installed magnets up here. So all the doors are held open by magnets, which is just a little nice creature comfort and a little good touch. Underneath, pass-through storage. Improvement for this year that they made on it was they went from wood beams to aluminum beams for the support over top of it. Just a little bit better improvement on the whole thing. All of the stabilizing jacks I hand cranked down. None of them were power. I could put a drill to it to make it go faster. Normal water for city or the freshwater tank. Hot water heater. Our slide out that's not working, there's a short on it right now, so we'll get that troubleshot and fixed. It's still under warranty. It did work previously, but it stopped working on this time. So here we have our low point drains for the freshwater tank, and then the hot water heater. And so far it's one of the few things that I've found that I dislike. They hang kind of low compared to other parts of the trailer, and doesn't give it really the ground clearance that they advertise the trailer with. Now, as I mentioned before, it's been winterized, so the bottom's sealed, the tanks are heated, but now because of that, you have these drains here, and it's just a little bit of a detractor for me. But I'm not taking it on anything serious or anything more than this dirt road, so I think I'll be okay, and I'll be able to live with it. All right, so as you come in the door, we got the kitchen area here to the left of the door. I like the way that they've created kind of a continuous counter space by putting the cover over the 2-burner stove here, and They've also put a cover over top of the sink. So it'll give you some workspace, some prep area. It does have a fan and a light. It vents to the outside there. We've got some storage up above. There's some storage sort of down below for some things. And then right here we've got a microwave / convection oven. So you can do a little bit more cooking than just general stovetop kind of things. It just gives you a bit of variety when it comes to being out there camping and cooking and what you're going to eat. So, you know, one of the nice things about having a trailer this size as compared to something like the Bean is you get a full bathroom in it. So this one has a toilet, it has a sink and a shower, and you just get those amenities that you would have at home. The tanks have enough holding capacity that as long as you do it right, you'll be able to keep them from overflowing. Don't keep them overfilled or anything like that. Head out, dump when you need to, and then you can have a hot shower after a day or after a couple of days, whatever suits your needs. And then next to the bathroom are the 2 bunk beds, and we kind of liked the open feel of these bunk beds. Obviously the bottom's a little closed off here with this wall, but the upper one isn't. Just kind of gives you more of an open feel to the whole trailer when the slide out is pushed out and working properly. Each bunk has a window that opens to let fresh air in. They both got lights in their bunks. Again, LED push button kind of thing. And then there's some USB ports in there to charge your devices. Not sure I'd recommend full-grown adults in here for too long. Certainly not sitting up in it. But, you know, as a place to sleep, as a home base for something, not bad for a night's rest. And the mattresses aren't, you know, something to write home about, but they're not sleeping on the ground either. So good little bunk setup here. And then it does have AC. Again, we mentioned the generator's not strong enough for it, but we have a thermostat that controls the heat and the AC, and everything works pretty well. All right, so this is our slide out. Normally it'd be, you know, pushed out, and we'd have plenty of room in here. But this is a couch. It has a U-shaped couch to it. There's some sections underneath that you can use for storage, and you can turn it into a bed. There's a table that lowers down, so this would be our dining area typically if we're inside. Right now we put it outside, but even with it pushed in, there's still a good amount of room in here to allow you to work in the kitchen and get the food prepared and stuff like that. And then on the other side is the queen bed, where my wife and I sleep, and then there's some storage a little bit below, some storage up above. There's storage at the head of the bed, and then there's a 110 plug, so you can charge your devices, get things plugged in. Windows all around, so plenty of light and some ventilation. All in all, it's a great little setup for us. We really enjoy the trailer, and on this, you know, shakedown run, we're getting all the bugs out and trying to figure out how we want things set up and to maximize our enjoyment for the future.
Well, all right, Mike. Thanks for giving us a quick walk around of the Nobo 19.8.
Yep.
And we do appreciate it. And thanks again. And please, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.